you know what you did to me, and that's something that you will have to live with, not me. I'm back, guys. It literally took me 3 times to curl my hair today, and the curls, they still fail because it is like almost 100 degrees today outside. Like, no lie. I don't really even know what to talk about, so I feel like I should just give you guys like a life update, a pregnancy update. I feel like my head is kind of cut off. There we go, that's a little better. So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a little life update. I'm gonna give y'all a pregnancy update. Everything that you guys have been emailing me about. It's been so many DMs. I do apologize. People have been wondering like, where you been? I've been seeing people commenting on old videos of mine. There's also been people saying that they had like did their own personal videos and they tagged me in them. I'm guessing like adding me. But if you have added me on a community post or on a video, I have not got it at all. I fixed that a long time ago to where I don't have that feature where if someone at me in a title or a community post or a video, I am not able to see that because I have that feature blocked on my YouTube channel. So yeah, so I don't even really know where to start. So I'm gonna give you guys a life update, a pregnancy update, an update on the kids, and I'm gonna leave y'all with a little bit of motivation because I've been having like fun with y'all on Instagram. I'm not gonna lie, I've been sharing like so many like stories and posts and things like that, and you guys have like really been engaging and things like that. So I'm like, oh well, I'm just gonna stay you know, doing what I do. And now since I am back, officially back on YouTube, I really want to be on Instagram like this. So I'm sorry that I kind of got y'all hopes up or whatever, but yeah, sorry. So life update. So okay, I know that a lot of y'all have been wondering like what I have been doing with my time, things like that. It's been well over a month since I last uploaded, and so yeah, let's get right into it. I've been spending as much time as possible with my kids because at the end of the day, all we really have is our family. And so I've been spending time with my kids, my children, and my actual family. I've been spending a lot of time with family members. So some of you may or may not know, there was a community post that I had made of my uncle, and the day that I posted that post, he was actually still alive. And so, you know, my family wanted me to ask you guys for, you know, your prayers, and I do thank you guys very much for, you know, sending a prayer up. And he actually passed away the day after. I believe it was at 6:30 the next day. And so we had his funeral last Saturday. It was a lot of people there. Pretty much to give you guys a rundown, like my uncle, he like kind of got like bad off when he had got COVID. I don't know if he had got it when COVID had first came out, but I know that he had it close time around there. So if I could take a guess, if it wasn't 2020, it was definitely 2021. That kind of like affected his organs and things like that, to where he was like on and off the feeding tube and things like that. I want to say maybe about I don't know, maybe last November, I don't know, that's when he got offered a feeding tube. Out of nowhere, his nurses told us that he was not eating or taking his medicine. And so normally when that happens, that's a sign of death. I did not know that, but I do have a cousin-in-law that's, she's a hospice nurse, and I have a lot of like family members that are in the medical field, that are nurses, and they all said the same thing, and I didn't know that. I'm like, well, why can't y'all put him back on a feeding tube? But it was already too late. So y'all also have a small cold, so if y'all hear me sniffing or anything like that, please excuse me. I've been sleeping underneath the fan, y'all, because I've been extremely hot lately. So yeah, the experience was definitely different. I don't know, my true Erica fans, if you go all the way back from like 2018, 2019, y'all know, like back when I was policing, like one of the things that I had to get over was the fear of dead bodies, because it's like, you know, police officers don't just fight crime, like they are like, they're nurses, doctors. Like sometimes, you know, police officers are the first ones on the scene, and sometimes police officers are the ones that can save a person's life before they actually get to the hospital. So one of my fears a long time ago was like seeing dead bodies and stuff like that, but the experience was so up close. Like it was literally my whole immediate family, from like first cousins. Well, I don't know what you guys consider immediate, but I consider it like first, second cousins or whatever. Like we all, like we literally watched him die. Like we watched him take his last breath. As soon as we were told that he was, you know, on hospice and he didn't have that long to live, like I drove like miles getting to him every day. When Camden got out of school, I was so exhausted. But what I love the most about him is that like he didn't even have much, but it was just like the impact that he left on everybody. Like he was funny, and like he dropped out of school in the 3rd grade to help his mother, his family pretty much take care of bills and things like that, pretty much survive. And he worked in the woods as a logger. He never married, he didn't have any kids. And so to see what the nice things that everybody had to say about him at the funeral, I mean, everything was so up close. Like we all, like it was like 12 of us in the room, and we were all sitting there just playing games, laughing and things like that, and we all looked at him and we saw him take his last breath. What I found to be very like it was like a sense of relief was he was smiling. And so I was always told, like, you know, when you see a person smile when they're on their deathbed, like they're going to heaven or they made it to heaven. So and then it was crazy because my cousin-in-law, she's a hospice nurse, and she wanted to be the one to give him his last bath. So we gave him his last bath, me and her. And I thought that it was gonna bother me, but it really didn't, you know, because like we all really enjoyed him, and we were all so sad because like sometimes like you meet different people in life, but you'll never forget how somebody made you feel. He was so funny, and he was just the life of the party. Like he always had a joke, and like I said, he didn't have much, but his laughter, his jokes, like it really stuck with you if you were having a hard time. And so I believe that that's why everybody took it so hard, because like he's really gonna be missed. And so yeah, so the funeral, that was last Sunday. We got a chance to see some family that we have not seen in years, but everything is like back to normal now. So with my kids, everything is going good with them. Camden, he is doing great in school. He's taller than me now. Those of you that follow me on Instagram, y'all see the new hairstyle. He's back. So yeah, Dion has adjusted 100% to my rules, and so I don't really have any issues with Dion. Now I did have a little run-in with him. I don't know, was that yesterday or the day before yesterday? I don't know, but y'all know because y'all seen it on Instagram where he literally had my back seats full of baby powder, and I don't even know how he even got the baby powder, but he got it, and it was all in my seat, and I'm like, okay, let me just breathe. So I went to the car wash, got it up. Baby Drake, he is growing like crazy. He's biting now, like eating up everything, so everything is good with him. So as far as the boys, everything is fine. The pregnancy is going good. I've been checking on the baby at doctor's appointments and things like that. They are still growing. Everything is fine. Like everything with the baby is fine. Just like any other pregnancy, y'all, I cannot wait until it's over with, because I can't keep nothing down. Like I'm like literally throwing up everything. Like I'm literally all baby. I have not gained hardly any weight. I've actually lost more weight than I've gained, and so I don't know if this is gonna be one of those pregnancies where I'm like sick all the way through. I don't know, but for the most part, like I feel like energized and things like that. I feel, what's the word I'm looking for? Like I feel at peace. And I remember I told y'all that this is gonna be one of my most peaceful pregnancies that I've ever had, minus Cam's, because like Cam, like when I was pregnant with Cam, everything was easy breezy. Even though he was premature, like I had no idea he was gonna be premature at all. He came in 4 pounds, but they still let us out the hospital 3 days later. So we got a chance to go home on Christmas morning, and I was not expecting a Christmas baby because he was actually supposed to have been born on my birthday, which is January 29th. But yeah, so but as far as this pregnancy, I've just been sleeping and like just really embracing it and enjoying it. My family, they're really happy. Like anytime there's a new, you know, family member being born or expecting a new family member to be born, everybody's all excited, like already buying gifts and things like that, checking up on me, seeing if I need anything. So yeah, so we just waiting until the baby make its way, and Lord Jesus, I can't wait. But yeah, so that's that on that. Like life update, everything is good, everything is peaceful. Kids doing just fine. Unborn baby doing just fine as well. So I guess I can leave you guys with a little bit of motivation, because you guys have been asking me so many questions, and like I don't even know where to start. So I did take some notes, so I'm about to like go get my cell phone so that I can like go over some of the things that I'm like seeing that you guys have questions about, and then we just gonna talk about it. Oh, before I get into like the motivational part or whatever, one of the things that like, because now I've been spending like 100% of my time with my kids, minus Camden, you know, because he has school and things like that. But it's just been my kids, like just my kids. And so just getting back to the reality of things, because when you're a social media influencer, y'all, my nose is so stopped up, but when you're a social media influencer, sometimes we can mix up social media from reality. And one of the things that I have realized is that social media is not real. And I know sometimes like people be like, duh, like we are, but some people, like, even though I know subconsciously that social media is not real, so, like when you're a public influencer, sometimes you kind of get wrapped up in the wrong things. And so like when I just put my focus, because before it was just always social media, gotta get this video there, gotta get this video edited, and then like before you know it, time has flew by. Like when you're a social media influencer, time speeds up. And I remember being 27, yeah, I think I was 27 when I dropped my very first video on YouTube back in 2018, and like time has flew by because like everything is, let me film this video, let me edit this video, let me get it uploaded. And so like Dion will be 3 this year, and I'm like, when I first started YouTube, Camden was like 5 or 6, and he's 10 now. So things have like, just getting back to the reality of things, because when you turn the camera off, social media is not reality. And if some of you don't know what I'm talking about, some of you know that things on here are probably like 80-90% unrealistic. Sometimes, like if you're lucky, people will let you kind of peep into their personal life, whether that's with drama or, you know, just vlogging their everyday life. But you still don't know if it's realistic or not, because anybody can be anybody that they want to be on the internet. You can be dead broke and look dress flashy and look like you got it, and you really don't. So and the best example that I can use for y'all, okay, when we take pictures and things like that, we take about maybe 10 to 15, and I thought that it was just women that did it, but my male cousins, they'll say, Erica, snap this picture. They look at it, I don't like it, do it over. So you're gonna put out your best version of you, and it's not realistic, is what I'm saying. So when everybody end up shocked that all these celebrities are getting divorced and the YouTube couples don't make it, it's because you're kind of like forced to put on a persona anytime you're on social media. And that's just not with YouTube, that's with any platform, that's with anything, which is why you see people's best pictures, you see them with their hair, makeup, nails done, because you know nobody is gonna show their bad on social media unless you run into a bad friend and they end up exposing your business before you do. But at that point, it's really not even exposing you. Like, I had to tell myself that if I was gonna eventually end up telling it anyways, then it was not, whether you said it before me or not, you don't know the full story for one, and it's never gonna be, you can't encourage somebody with my testimony. So you can tell it all you want to, but it still was my business, my life, it happened to me, and I'm gonna be able to tell it the way that I want to tell it. And that's a testimony. That's not getting exposed. Like, you just revealed a testimony that was never meant for you to reveal. It was meant for me to reveal. Let's talk about feeling worthy. Where I'm from, and that's with getting back to reality. Like, it's funny because it was like the first one on here, I should just look at that. But where I'm from, I'm so well respected. Like, people, they think highly of me. Like, people, like when I was telling them that I was pregnant with baby number 4, like nobody said anything negative. Like, it was like congratulations, because they know me in real life to always try to do the right thing, even if, you know, they don't agree with it. They just know that I'm just that type of person because they've watched me from a little girl grow up, or they actually got the, you know, pleasure of meeting me in real life. And so they have so much respect for me versus social media, because a lot of things are scripted and not realistic. So I had a person comment on one of my videos where I threw somebody in a cage, and I'm like, you do know that that was fake. Like, nobody in real life is walking around putting humans in cages. Like, it doesn't exist. And I'm like, some people really think that this social media stuff is real. Now, a lot of it can be real, especially when you get to like the drama, the exposing part or whatever. But for the most part, it's not real at all. And so you can't define your worth in social media. If you're looking to be accepted on social media, and that's any platform, like, you're gonna end up setting yourself up for failure. Like, your currency and your worth isn't defined by social media. Your currency was defined and your worth was defined at birth. That's why out of all those different, I don't want to get graphic, but out of all those different little swim thingies, like, you was chosen. And if it wasn't meant for you to be here, if God didn't think that she was worth it, then you wouldn't be here. So it's the reason why you're here. And I know a lot of times, like, people will constantly kick dirt on you, and that's kind of a good thing, because who's not meant to see your shine and your lights, they won't see it. and that just means that it's not meant for them. But the person and the people that it's meant for, they will see it. And this is why you find treasure at the end of a rainbow, but it's not exactly at the end of that rainbow. Like, you gotta dig for it. That's why you have gold that's under all that dirt. But and then people also miss that dirt can also help you grow, like it's fertilizer. So I remember feeling like people have thrown so much dirt on my name and so judgmental and things like that, to where you kind of start to forget like who you are as a person. And all you gotta do is burst that dirt off. Like, you still valuable. If we go and dig up some treasure or whatever, all we gotta do is wash it off. The value doesn't decrease. I forgot like why I had wrote this down, but it was something that a supporter had said to me, and I remember like taking notes or whatever. So I'm gonna just read. I think it was something about like confiding in people or whatever. And so I'm gonna just say this: don't. I would say be selective. But as far as like taking advice from everybody, I think that out of the almost 62,000 subscribers that I have, I believe that at least 5 of y'all can agree with what I'm saying, even if the other thousands don't. But judging off of everybody is opinionated and everybody see things from their perspective. Some people see it from what they've been through. Some people see it from what they didn't go through. People base their perspective, their advice on things that they either went through or things that they didn't go through. So most people view me as a very strong woman. I take care of my kids. I do what I gotta do. Some people, they tell me all the time, I don't see how you do it. Some people on the other end, like, I would never put myself in that situation at all. But that's because, you know, maybe they got married and all their kids is by the same man or something like that. And then other people that, you know, are not fortunate to have kids, they see it from their perspective. So everybody is seeing things from their perspective, which is why, to be 100% honest with you, and that's another thing that I had to realize, is like when I got back to my reality and not social media reality, is like, because like when you make mistakes, people make you feel like, because they're so judgmental, they make you feel like you can't really talk about God. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it if I have 4, 5, 10 kids. I'm still gonna do it, like, because he's still God at the end of the day, and he died for our sins. So if you got a man that's gonna die for you, that's not saying he died so you can sin. It's that God knew that we were gonna be living in flesh. So things are gonna be done out of order all the time, and be realistic. And so I like to see things from a realistic standpoint. Like, somebody gotta do it. Somebody gotta work at McDonald's. Somebody gotta work at the post office. Somebody gotta clean your car, change your oil. So if the whole world waited on one thing to have babies, like, there probably would be nobody here. But yeah, so some people will give you advice because they want to live through you, because they got their youth wrong. And so they give you advice in the way of saying, I wish I would have done it that way. And that's not necessarily the advice that you need to be taking. So if you really have like a really tough decision that you want to make, you need to make sure that you go to God first, because 1, he has the answers, and 2, like, everybody see things from their own lenses, and you don't want to get wrapped up in getting the wrong advice. Because I've definitely have been in situations that I could have really avoided if I would have went to the man upstairs and not listening to I would say an older person's perspective or getting advice from them. Now, not saying that everybody is like that. Like, there's some really genuine people out here that tries to give you the best advice, but that still doesn't mean that that's the best advice for you to take. Love on those that is gonna love on you, because one day, like, God is gonna need me back. He's gonna need you back. He's gonna need your kids back. He's gonna need your husband back, your wife back, your family back, your friends. Like, love on those who's gonna love on you, because one day God is gonna want them back. And I think that, like, going through, like, experiencing this whole death thing with my uncle and everybody coming together and things like that, like, whenever death hits a family, especially my family, like, we're always reminded that death can hit any of us at any day. Like, we could be 100% healthy, because my uncle didn't have any other thing wrong with him. Like, he just stopped eating and taking his medicine, and the next thing you know, like, he's not here anymore. So you don't want to waste time. I would just put it like that. You know, when death approaches a close one, like, you're not worried about who don't like you. And especially, like, if you're on your deathbed, like, you're not going to be worried about who don't like you. You're not going to be worried about the house that you never bought, or the car that you never got. Like, you're not going to be worried about that. You're going to be worried about telling your loved ones that you love them, and things like that. That's what you're going to be worried about. And you're not going to be worried about people that did you wrong. You're definitely not going to be worried about karma. I'm so at peace in my life right now. I said, I don't even want to see nobody's karma. Like, anybody that crossed me, like, I don't feel the energy to try to expose anything anymore. You know what you did to me, and that's something that you will have to live with, not me. And I'm not gonna seek revenge on you. I'm just gonna put it in God's hands, because God will hit you in places that I can't, to make you remember how you treated me. And that's another thing about social media. Like, you'll never really get the full truth on anything. It's like a downside to social media, because it's like, especially when, like, everybody involved have, like, supporters and things like that. Like, when a person like you can do no wrong. When a person don't like you, like, you do everything wrong. Even if you do some things right, like, if a person don't like you, they're only gonna see the worst in you. They're gonna downplay your accomplishments. You can go and save a woman's cat out of a tree. They'll turn around and say you put the tree and the cat there, and that's the reason why you're a hero. Like, you can save a woman from a fire. They'll say you lit the fire in the front door and went to the back door to save her. Like, that's people that don't like you. Don't expect for them to do anything other than not like you. That means degrading you, disrespecting you. Expect everything. Expect the lies, the betrayal, all of that. Expect it. That's the job. Accept your season. Whether that's you being broke, whether that's you being wealthy, whether that's you being sad, whether that's you being happy, crying, having to start over, like, struggling. Like, accept your season, because it cannot rain 24/7. Just like the weather, it cannot storm 24/7. It can't rain 24/7. The sun can't shine 24/7. And then when you have those rainy days, eventually the sun is gonna shine, because that's why we have trees. That's why we have flowers. That's why we have vegetables and fruits, because, like, you just have to let it run its course. Even with the actual seasons, winter is gonna be cold. You know, when summertime come around, it's gonna be hot. You know, when spring come around, it's like kind of hit or miss. It's either gonna be cold or it's either gonna be hot. So you have to learn to accept your season, and don't let anybody make you feel bad for your season. If you're struggling right now, if you broke right now, you're not always gonna be that way. You take a 1-bedroom apartment versus an 8-bedroom mansion. It does the same thing. It has a stove, you can cook. It has a bathroom, you can use it. It has a shower, you can take a shower. It has a living room. It still does the same thing, but for some reason, maybe you need to see the value in the small things first before God is able to bless you with the big things. Yeah, that's all I really have for y'all. I'm about to go find me something to eat, and yeah, because I'm starving. I kind of got a taste for some seafood. I don't know. But then again, I got a taste for some sushi, but I don't know. And cooked sushi, because y'all know pregnant women can't have no raw stuff, okay? But I am so glad to be back. I really didn't know what I was going to talk about, so I kind of just let, you know, God lead me and stuff like that. But I am so happy to be back, and yeah, I can't say going nowhere again, but for the most part, I'm back. And right now, as of right now, I ain't going nowhere, okay? But I will see you guys in the next video. Give this video a thumbs up. Let's get your girl to 62,000 subscribers. Peace, y'all.